So this afternoon we'll correct the collaborative text that we wrote together. You had a questionnaire that was to be filled before writing your text, and the question was you had to prepare a letter to your severe parents who don't want you to have a job, and you must convince them that you will succeed at working and going to school at the same time without having any trouble in school. So your decision as a group was to be named Jeff Poirier, 16 years old, from Quebec City. And at the beginning, as an opening sentence, you said, I decide to have a job during my high school years. So that is good. There's no reason there, but the reason is down here, the major argument. I want money to pay my driving lessons, which is pretty good. Keep going. So in your buddy, the planning and the advantages, you said that you can pay for your affairs. There, it is funny because an affair is when you have a girlfriend and you are a boy, you kiss your girlfriend, you say goodbye, and you go with another girl and you kiss another girl. That's called an affair. But des affaires, it's your things. Okay. So you can pay for your things, not your affairs. Maybe your affairs, but that's only the story, the hairpin. Eh? You learn how to better manage your time. So that was taken from the text, better manage your time. Working can give you responsibilities. This is good on a resume, very good. This can practice you to be punctual. That's excellent. So very good ideas there. What are your parents' possible concerns? Name their concerns and what you will commit to. Let's go down a little bit. So for the disadvantages of having a job, you're talking about stress. Stress was in the text, which is pretty good. Stress takes a lot of time. Hard to conceal work and study. Sometimes you need to work during weekend and night. I will do my homework. There's no S. At school and after working, I'm not too stressed. And the I there, I will sleep well. So you talk about sleeping, that was in the text, because what's important is the link between what you write and what you read in the text. So I see a little bit there. How you will find your job, the steps to get a job, write a resume, go give it to many stores, fast food theaters, and other places. No S on the adjective. Wait for an answer. I will receive a call from where I applied. I will go meet the boss. Hopefully, I will get the job I want. So this is good. When I look at your plan there, this is good. But don't forget that your mission is to write a letter. It's not to write a description on how to get a job. And finally, for your conclusion, you have to go back at the beginning, at the top, where you will be using the same strong argument that you had in your introduction, and you will repeat it. So I think your argument was, I want to have my driving lessons or pay for my driving lessons. So for your text, I will read your introduction. Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm Jeff. I'm 16 years old now, and I want a job during my high school years. to pay for my driving lessons. So your introduction is really clear. 2 little errors, nothing to worry about. And we'll go on with the buddy. In the buddy, the first paragraph is about the advantages of having a job. Having a job in high school has a lot of advantages. This gives you responsibilities, which is in the plural form. It gives you responsibilities to be autonomous, and it's good because your parents will not have to pay for you. So what's fun is that you're talking about responsibilities that was in the texts, to be autonomous and to pay for you. These are information that were in the text. Let's keep reading. For example, if you want to go have lunch with your friends, you don't need to take the money of your mom because you have enough. You have enough money, or you have, I heard in the classroom, you have yours. That would be acceptable too. The jobs. Know there. Jobs. Or just the word, the expression, having a job. Having a job can practice you to be punctual at school. If you have a job, you don't have time to do anything. Most you start work. So we'll go down a little bit. Most you start work, there's a big error here. I understand what you want to say, but let's read until the end. Most you start work younger. Most is good in your resume. So you would have to say the younger. So the younger you start, you begin working, the best or the better it is for your resume. For your resume. This is an example of a sentence that I don't understand, or that I have to do interpretation to understand it. So that's bringing you in the section. Oh, I have the question about accents here. I've looked it up in the dictionary, and in the text, you're right. In the text, they write the word resume like this in the plural form. And in the dictionary, I've seen it with accents, because in the English language, we use some French words like bon appetit or resume, and if you use those words, they souvenir, but there's no accent in souvenir, and they put the accents, or sometimes they don't. In the dictionary that I looked up, the accents were there. Read it again. So your job can learn you how much to better manage your time. Can show you, instead of learn, how to better manage your time. And what's fun about better managing your time, it was in the texts. So having a job in high school is a good idea, because R is plural, is a very good idea. Now for the disadvantages, I will center it. I know that there are disadvantages about having to work after school. Like, it could be hard for me to conceal school and work. This is fun because it shows your understanding of the text, because this information comes from the text that we read. But I will do all my possible to keep control on all this, and I will always prioritize my school work before my work. Then stress could be an issue, but you know me, I'm not stressing. That is one sentence. It's a one sentence paragraph. That's exactly what I told you earlier not to do. So we'll try to fix it a little bit. I will be using another tool. So the other tool is just to modify the text as I go. I know that there are disadvantages about having to work after school. Period. And then it could be hard for me to conceal school and work, but I will do all my possible to keep control on everything. Period. I will always prioritize my schoolwork, no S there, before my work, before my job. Then stress could be, so we'll delete this too, and we'll put the period right here. We'll put the capital letter here. Stress could be an issue, but you know me, I'm not that stressed in my life, so I will be okay. Finally, I will be okay, period. Finally, having a job could take me a lot of time, but I am well prepared for it. You can trust me on that, period. So this would be a much better paragraph. And we did not change many things. We just added some periods, and we just changed some verb tenses, and the paragraph is perfect. But when you had one long sentence, it was way too difficult to understand everything. So that's it for all the disadvantages. Let's keep going with how to get a job. To get a job, I made a resume. Then I will give it to many stores with the plural form, and wait. I don't know if this is a typo, but wait is with a regular W for their call. After they call, I am gonna. I am going to. Gonna is never used in a written text. It's like in French, if you're using je in a French composition, je suis bien content. Your French teacher will give you an error or a mistake because the word je doesn't exist. It's je suis. So gonna is going to. When you speak, we hear it in songs, we hear it in videos, in some movies, but gonna is never accepted in a written text. So I'm going to meet the employer. Hopefully they will acknowledge. The correction for acknowledge is like this: my skills, and I am gonna work for them. I am going to work for them. Finally, Mom and Dad, I hope that this text convinced you to let me have a job while I'm at school, principally because I'm going to be more responsible. So that's in French. Responsible in English is this way. If I learn to work and study at the same time. So what is fun here is that we can feel the letter type. And as at the top in the how to get a job and the other paragraphs, I did not feel the letter form or the letter. I did not feel it was a letter for your parents. I did not see your parents all throughout the letter. It was more like an argumentative text or an informative text. So it's good that at the end we feel it, but you will be penalized for that because we don't feel you did not use the form that was supposed to be used. So for your final result, the text that you wrote is sometimes good, has sometimes things that are not correct. We don't see that you are writing a letter. We see the presence of the text that you read, but it is not, I cannot see it a lot. So let's read this around here first to verify if this is the result you will get. Students' text loosely combines ideas and language from the text with own ideas in the context. So, and the text partially meets task requirement. Incoherently or insufficiently combines. So I have this. Incoherently would be too tough, but insufficiently would be there. So I think you'd be borderline. Let's say I will be generous with you. You'll be borderline on that one. As for writing text, there were not many errors. There's a paragraph that was tough to understand, so it was occasional. And the rest, there were good things too, so I will go at the top there. So the final result for that text that I just corrected would be 18 out of 30 for the comprehension or the C2, and 22 out of 30 for writing texts. We cannot combine those two results. They're separate. This is 30 points in the competency 3, 30 points for your year, and this is 80 points in the competency 2 for your year as well.